Following on from the last video, this is the remainder of the list of AuthorTubers who have affected how I write, who have helped me improve my skill, and who have helped me get to the point where I could publish my book. I hope you find some new favorites on this list. If I've missed anyone really, really cool, please add them to the comments so that I can check them out and get to know even more AuthorTubers who have more information to share with us as new authors. Hi, my author pen name is Lorraine Maniseda, and this channel is a little experiment that I'm curious to see the result of. Thank you for being here, and I hope you are entertained.
So today, we will take on one of the key elements of writing a romance plotline, the love interest. Now, I won't be covering how to write a love interest for a story in the romance genre, but fear not, romance fans, those are on my list. Oh, romance novel alpha and beta males, don't you worry. It'll be your turn eventually. Instead, I would like to focus on non-romance genres and how the writers can integrate a love interest into their story with all the grace, subtlety, and elegance of a strategic carpet bombing campaign. So let's go according.
Okay, if you haven't watched a TWA video, please go find his channel and binge on a few because, oh my goodness, those videos are hilarious. And they're also so knowledgeable at the same time. It's really, really funny. And he's built out this whole universe for all his videos. And it's like a theme that follows across. You think the Marvel universe is anything? Nah. The MCU got nothing on the TWA. He has really good stuff. Go check out his channel. And yeah, I consider him an AuthorTuber because he also has a book. JP's book is Aeon Legion. I don't know how to say the words. I can see them in my mind. I can see how they are pronounced in my mind, but my mouth just doesn't want to play with those words. But yeah, it's about time travel, and it's got really, really good reviews, and I highly recommend go check it out. And I'm looking forward to book 2. I really hope he's working on book 2 and even more books. So there you go. JP, terrible writing advice. Definitely check him out. Absolutely deserves a spot on this list.
In this week's video, I am happy to declare that I have finally selected my top 10 favorite opening lines and least favorite opening lines to hit the shelves this February in the paranormal romance genre. Let me tell you, this month had it all, so let's just sit back, relax, and enjoy our time together because, whew, you'll see what I mean in a minute.
I really like Liv Miles. She's down to earth, she's raw, she's real, she's absolutely fun to watch, and she's very, very passionate about writing, about improving her skill, about helping others. I enjoy her videos that showcase the first sentence of paranormal books. That has been very, very interesting to watch, and so I think she definitely deserves a place in this list. Liv Miles has 3 books out from her first one, Warmth, which you can actually read for free. There's a link on her description of her videos for the most part. And then she has the 2 Wolf Shifter books. So if you are into paranormal romance, she's definitely an author to check out. And I'm looking forward to seeing what else she comes up with. I think the Wolf Shifter book is a trilogy, and so that'll be interesting to see.
But when it comes to fiction, where human becomes a speculative gradient and anything from an alien to an android to a stuffed toy can be a person, anthropomorphization becomes an extremely complicated subject. And in this complicated space is where we find the Pinocchio plot. The premise of the Pinocchio plot.
No one deep dives writing videos as much or as deep as overly sarcastic production does. Oh my goodness. This video that I've just shown about the Pinocchio trope. Oh my goodness. It was existential angst in video form. I didn't even know there were things like that to think about. I just absolutely love overly sarcastic productions. Their videos are really well thought out. They're really well researched. They have amazing examples, and they just broaden your knowledge base in a way that I haven't seen very many videos do, because they go past the writing and they go into philosophy and they go into history and they go into science, and it's really, really good. So yes, they do deserve a spot on this list. So as I understand it, the OSP team is made up of 2 characters. There's Red and Blue. They probably have human names, but I just know them as Red and Blue for now. And Blue is really into history, and he's written 2 history books named Philosophical Fridays with a PH at the front. And he's done 2 volumes of that. And Red, who is a really, really good artist. I'm not sure if she's the one who's drawing the art, but if she is, oh my goodness, that's really good. She has a webcomic called Aurora. Really good story. Go check it out. It's online. And so, yeah, qualifies them both to be AuthorTubers. I don't know how they feel about that, but I'm just going to put them in this list.
I have been reading all of these books, and you have been lied to. Show Don't Tell is the ungodly hammer with which all new writers are bludgeoned repeatedly until they run back to their mothers and they say, "Mum, I'm scared," to which their mother says, "Don't tell me, show me." And here's the thing, it's not always true. Now,
have you ever watched a writing video and then scrapped your draft because you had to start again because of everything you'd learned in that one video? That was what happened to me when I watched Hello Future Me, especially this video about telling and showing. It was just so well done. And a lot of his videos are, oh my goodness, like he has this way of conveying knowledge that is just so practical that you just have to admit, oh my goodness, why have I not done that before? And then you start all over again because you now know how to do something differently, and you cannot continue with your old ways because he has completely bulldozed those old ways. And so, yep, he definitely deserves a spot in this list. Unlike most people on this list, Timothy from Hello Future Me has actually worked a lot more on nonfiction, and his nonfiction is about writing and world building. I remember when he did volume 1, I remember when volume 2 came out, and now he's working on volume 3, which is supposed to come out later this year. Not that much later, like I think in a few days. And so, yeah, he is just putting in the advice on YouTube and then expanding onto that in his books. And I think that is absolutely brilliant because it's a different way to look at AuthorTube, in that you actually get an author who's giving you advice, who writes his own work, but he also writes nonfiction. I think he has fiction books. I didn't find them, but I'm pretty sure he's written a few books because in one of his videos he referred to something he'd written before. I just didn't find them online. But please, Timothy, if you've written books and you're watching this video, I don't know if you are, but if you are, please tell us which books you've written as well so that we can go check them out, because I really like your prose. I remember you talking about that one book and this one section about grief, and it just blew my mind, and I'm really curious what book that was because I can't remember what video it was and I can't remember the name of the book. So yes, please tell us what your book is, and I will add it to the list or put it in the description as an addition. And yeah, thank you for everything you've done, and you are definitely a part of this list of AuthorTubers who've affected how I write, and I'm really grateful for that.
Hey guys, it's Shaylin and I'm here today with another writing video. So today I'm just going to be doing a quick little video and writing through some really easy, well, I don't know if they're easy, straightforward, I don't know if they're straightforward, some tips on how to create subtext.
I talk about writing, books, etc. on here, basically whatever I feel like. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about introducing character foils into your writing, basically going over what they are, how to utilize them, and some examples. This is something
I've chosen to include Shaylin and Lynn on the same place in this list because I haven't yet found like full books that they've done, but their work spans a ton of journals. Like they've written so many short stories that are so good, and they're actually really accessible and they're really easy to find, but oh my goodness, they are poignant, they are interesting, they are fascinating, and they are just makes you think. Like, these are really, really, really good writers, and I cannot wait for full novels from them. But you know what? They don't even have to do full novels. Just what they've written is really good, and I'm really excited to have found them. Lin Dijung is a recent discovery, so I didn't know her a while back, but with Shaylin, just like I said with Abby, there is no subject on YouTube that I've Googled about writing and I haven't found a video of Shaylin explaining something about it. She just has this extensive repertoire of work where she's talked about so many different writing subjects, and yeah, you should definitely check her out. With Lynn, I'm really fascinated by how she puts out her information. Like, it's not very common stuff, like it's not very generic, because she goes into topics that you haven't thought about. I remember she's the one who introduced me to character foils, and then after that I just started seeing it everywhere. But it was such a good lesson, it was such a good subject to have been introduced to, because that one video of hers on character foils completely changed one of my characters, because I realized they were a foil, and I finally knew how to write them. And Lynn just does that with her videos. She just says this one thing that is completely out of the way, and it's just cool. And it adds to your writing and it adds to your knowledge base, and it was and I'm really grateful for that. So yep, I've put these two in one place. I don't have a slide with their works, but just Google their names and you will definitely find them and find their short stories and what they've done in the journals that they've written for, and you will not regret it, I promise. For the next two AuthorTubers, I'm just gonna say, if you've ever wanted to know anything about how to self-publish, please just follow these two YouTubers, because their knowledge base put together is a complete curriculum. It's basically just like free knowledge of everything that you've ever wanted to know about self-publishing. I'll start with Mandy Lin, and then I'll explain why she has completely changed how I self-publish.
Did you also know you can print with more than one print-on-demand company at a time? That is exactly what we're talking about in today's video. We're going to be talking about which print-on-demand companies work well together, which ones do not work well together, and specifically what you need to do in order to work with more than one print-on-demand company at a time. So today,
Mandy Lin is the reason I knew about ISBNs and how they work both in Amazon and in other online print-on-demand companies. And it's because of her I was able to make choices that I would never have thought of making if I hadn't watched her videos, because she had made some errors before and then she shared those with us. And it's really cool of her, because she's gone through every single stage of self-publishing, and she's done a lot of this by herself. Like, it's insane how she markets, how she does her signing, but she has so much more to offer. Definitely check out her channel and see exactly what I'm talking about. So when I started doing my research, I only knew Mandy Lin to have written about one book, Meet Me at the Summit, because that's when I found her online and I found her pushing the book. But she has written quite a number of books. She has 2 series, and then not just those books. There are also another set of books, another set of 5 books that she's written. But I will talk about that after I talk about my next YouTuber, because both of them are really good friends and they have done something that is just going to benefit the self-publishing space for years to come. So let me talk about the next author first, and then we'll come back to the other books that Mandy Lin has written.
Hello everyone, this week we're doing a video series all about formatting your novel from scratch. These videos are going to share everything that I've learned about formatting, and I hope that they will be a very helpful resource, because I'm going to share everything that I wish I would have known about formatting back when I first started formatting my novels from scratch.
I think I watched Bethany's formatting video about 50 times. I promise you, when I was formatting my book, because I didn't even know about formatting, I didn't even know how a book is made so that it can be sent over to Amazon or any other print-on-demand company so that they can be able to print it properly. I had no clue about any of that. Hadn't even thought that I would need to think about that. And then she brought out this formatting video, and I kid you not, I watched it so many times. It was my textbook for when I finished my book. It's what I used to get my book from my Microsoft Word document to a physical book, author proof copy that came in from Amazon, and I will forever be grateful for what she shared with us. And she doesn't just tell you like what to do. For example, in that formatting video, she actually showed step by step exactly what she does for her books. Like, that was insane to me. I would stop and then do what she just said, and then continue with the video, and then stop and do what she's just said. And it was just such a fascinating experience. I am forever grateful for her for sharing it. I mean, I can't even imagine the effort it goes to filming all that stuff, and she does it. She has so much to offer. Please check out her videos, check out her channel, follow her, support her, and I'm just gonna keep going to the books that she's written. So Bethany has a lot of books. Again, like with Mandy, I didn't know how many books she had until I started researching for this video. And she has 2 series. I'm not sure which one she's working on now, but oh my goodness, the covers are amazing. And she's doing her covers herself now, and she has a video on how she does her covers herself. Oh, I'm just saying, Bethany is a powerhouse of resources for self-publishers. But now here is where I talk about the other books that Mandy has written, because she co-wrote them with Bethany, and there are 5 non-fiction books that help the readers know how to self-publish, and there are different things that they talk about. And I mean, these non-fiction books are, like I said, they are going to benefit the self-publishing space for ages, for years and years and years, because they put into print something that every self-publishing author was like dreaming they could find in just one place. So yeah, Mandy's book, Bethany's books, the co-written nonfiction books, definitely check those out. They are just packed with information that you are rarely to find very well put together in this form. So that makes them a definite part of this list of AuthorTubers who have changed exactly how I write and how I publish and how I just do everything in my writing and in my self-publishing journey. This next AuthorTuber isn't exactly an AuthorTuber with the definition that I used in the beginning, in that she's not a writer, but she's an editor, and she has edited a ton of books. I think she has a list of the books she's edited in her website, or she mentions the companies that she's worked for as an editor, and you can just tell it's an extensive list. And from her videos, it's just so clear that she knows what she's talking about. And this is Ellen Brock.
Hey guys, it's Ellen Brock, novel editor. I hope you're all doing really, really well. Today, we are going to talk about how to write better descriptions. So in the last couple of videos, we've talked about writing better paragraphs and writing better sentences in general. And today, we are going to dig more specifically into descriptions.
Ellen Brock's videos are just gold mine of information for writers. As an editor, she sees things that writers wouldn't normally see, and she breaks it down in a way that is very practical and very manageable for a writer. And that's really what I like about her, because editing is one of the hardest part. No, I actually think editing is the hardest part of writing, because writing your first draft, you feel good after you're done, and then a few weeks later you feel like trash because you know it's terrible. But using her information and using all the other writers that I've talked about, you find that editing becomes easier because you have a place to pull from information on how to edit. You have a formula. You have different ways to edit different things, whether it's your sentence, whether it's your dialogue, and you can just go through your whole draft and do your developmental edit if you need to. And she just makes the information so much easier to use and understand. And I really think she deserves a spot on this list. Even though she's not an author, she's an amazing editor, and the information she shares is really, really good. And I think you should check her out as one of the AuthorTubers who will, I think, influence how you write. So the next couple of people that I will mention are AuthorTubers, in the sense of their authors who've published, who give out information and experience and advice based on how they've published. But I only got to know them recently, so I don't know much about them. I haven't found any favorite videos yet, but I'm looking forward to find a few. So let's just get into it and let's introduce this to AuthorTubers. So the first on this list of AuthorTubers I would love to get to know and read about is Katie Wisma. And I think because of all the research I've been doing on AuthorTubers, she just came recommended on my feed. And then I watched one or two of her videos and I found her engaging and charming. And then I did a little bit of research and I found she has 4 books out. Probably more, I'm not sure, but these four are the ones I found, and I'm very curious to see what she's about. She seemed really fun and interesting to listen to, so yeah, I'm looking forward to watching more of her content and checking out more of her books. And then there's Elizabeth Wheatley. She does shorts for the most part, as far as I can tell, and I have just been getting a barrage of her shorts, and they are almost always hilarious. I find myself laughing out loud at most of her shorts, and she's so fascinating. She plays different characters and always nails them every time, and I think that's just talent for the channels that do that, because I understand how much effort it takes to film those kind of videos, and I am not scoffing at all at that effort. That is insane effort for the number of videos she puts out. But yeah, she's very fascinating. And then I started researching her, and I kid you not, she has 23 books out. Seriously, I just kept finding more and more and more books, and she's probably working on another one right now. She's just such a prolific writer, and I am very curious to know a little bit more about her and to read and watch more of her content. And yeah, just go check those two out as I check them out as well. And maybe in an update to this video, I can add those two to the list, at the top of the list, after having watched their content a little bit more, and I can tell you more about my favorite videos of theirs and stuff like that, the way I've done with the other YouTubers. So yeah, that was the last AuthorTuber on this list for now, because I know there are hundreds more out there that I haven't even checked or gotten to see. So I look forward to that, and I will update hopefully this list at some point. And I hope that it opened your eyes to how many AuthorTubers we have out there and how good they are at what they do, how useful their advice can be, because they've actually gone through the process. They have published, whether it's traditionally published like Alexa done, or self-published like most of the others. It's been out there. They have done their work, they have paid their dues, and their advice is actually worth their weight in gold. So that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will come back for more videos in this series. Next time, I'm hoping to talk about another aspect of YouTube in the book space, and that is BookTube. So I'll see you there. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night.